尊敬的马来西亚旅游和文化部副秘书长先生，女士们、先生们，各位好。
Honorable UNESCO Assistant Director General Mr. Frank Lalu, Honorable the Deputy Secretary General of Ministry of Tourism and Culture of Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
很高兴啊，这次应邀能够到马来西亚参加文献遗产的保护和利用工作的研讨会。
It's a pleasant for me to be invited to the country of Malaysia to attend the symposium for the memory of the world on the preservation and access to the Southeast Asia's documentary heritage.
非常感谢会议主办方给我们提供了这么一个机会。
Thank you for the organizers to provide us these valuable opportunities.
这次能够在这里见到很多老朋友，也会结识很多新朋友，我感到十分的高兴。我们探讨这个话题也非常有意义。
I'm very happy to have the opportunity to meet with old friends and also to have some new friends and also discuss with you all about the theme of this international symposium.
为了节省时间，我想只是和大家介绍MOWCAP UNESCO 的一些工作，关于和目前正在关注的一些问题。
For saving times, I would like to briefly introduce about the works of MOWCAP and also the concerns of MOWCAP.
为了节省时间，我想还是请李文栋女士把我的小讲的我已经写成稿子，让她给我讲。因为我讲的话，除了Simon 和 Sarah 能听懂，很多人你们听不懂。
I'm sorry for the reason of language. I will entrust my interpreter to read my presentations. Otherwise, only my colleague from Hong Kong could understand my speech.
好，你讲吧。
The Memory of the World Committee for Asia Pacific was established in 1998. An organization formed by neighboring countries sharing similar cultures to achieve the goal of the Memory of the World project. The geographic scope of MOWCAP reaches Mongolia in the north to New Zealand in the south and Pacific Islands in the east, while in the west it covers Iran and several countries in Central Asia states, for a total 43 countries. Member countries and regions differ from each other in politics, language, and culture, and undergo different stages of economic development. It includes countries like China that boast a time-honored history, as well as Pacific countries that have suffered from colonialism. The vast region possesses both ancient paper documents as well as rich oral history resources. As we know, many Pacific countries feature distinguished language and cultures. In the past 20 years, with guidance from the MOWCAP, member countries have taken active measures to facilitate the preservation of and access of documentary heritage. First, national and regional registers from Memory of the World program have been established. With awareness growing over the years of register, a growing number of countries and regions have applied for nominations. Up to now, 46 items of documentary heritage from 23 countries have been inscribed into register. With the World Register as a guide, the MOWCAP committee requires each national committee to submit annual reports stating the preservation status and conservation plans of registered heritage. Moreover, many countries have created their own national registers. For example, China created its Memory of the World Chinese Committee in 1995 and carried out selection of the Chinese National Register 4 times separately in 2002, 2003, 2010, and 2015. The archive's documents are assessed from 7 aspects: formation time, theme, geography, form and style, rarity, whether reflecting the conditions of a nation or key historical figures, and systematicness. A total of 132 valuable items were included into the register. The documents were all compiled into the collection of Chinese national registers, altogether 4 volumes. Second, workshops on the memory of the world were held. Since 2009, Korea alone had held 6 workshops on the Memory of the World program in different places to encourage countries and regions to nominate registers. The State Archives Administration of China also held a number of seminars on nomination work and the preservation of documentary heritage to share its experience in the Asia and Pacific region. Third, exhibitions. Exhibitions have been the key in making use of documentary heritage. Exhibitions bring visitors together directly in contact with the heritage and provide a vivid experience to large populations. The State Archives Administration of China sponsored the exhibition on Chinese archival treasures and displayed works included in Chinese National Register. The exhibition visited a number of mainland countries and Macau, as well as countries including Slovenia and Serbia. Exhibitions enable visitors to have a more profound understanding of such documentary heritage. Recently, Myanmar also launched a program to carry out research for documentary heritage nationwide and put on its own exhibitions. First, publication. Memory. To promote the work of the Memory of the World program, the MOWCAP published a coffee table book, which presents works from the World Register and the Asia Pacific Register to readers in form of pictures and written explanations. National committees from China and Australia funded the publication of the book. 5. Internet influence. The official website of MOWCAP, www.mowcapunesco.org, is rich in information and includes a section, Let's Go Social. With Facebook's link provided, Deputy President of MOWCAP, Mrs. Diane Marcaskill, is in charge of this section with the aim to popularize activities held by the Memory of the World program and the MOWCAP. Facebook is the main channel used by MOWCAP to interact with the younger generation. Its Facebook friends are mostly under the age of 35. General Secretary of MOWCAP, Mrs. Helen Svinatang, is in charge of updating the page once every 2 weeks. The likes on the Facebook page keep increasing. 6. Improved technologies on preserving documentary heritage have been developed. For years, Asia and Pacific countries such as China, Australia, and Korea have been devoted to research on the protection of documentary heritage. For example, since the 1980s, China has actively sought support from the central governments and has finished 90% of its rescue and protection work. The Chinese documents included in the Memory of the World Register, the Asia Pacific Register and Chinese National Register have been listed as national key archives. China's plans for protecting documentary heritage continued to be fine-tuned and perfected. After years of diligent work, experts in China have made a series of achievements in restoring and protecting the original appearance of the archives. For example, we have come up with a cotton fiber sew net reinforcement method for fragile paper, a method of protection for dye-based handwriting, and research into fireproof and insect-proof tools used in the collection of files and the cultural relics. Supported by these technologies, we have restored and protected a series of archives and documents. In June 2016, for the purpose of improving cooperation on archives rescue and protection technologies, we opened the Memory of the World regional workshop on archives preservation in Xi'an, China. We invited Professor Li Yuhu, Director of the Ministry of Education Engineering Research Center for the Protection of Historical and Cultural Heritage, and Dr. Ray Edmondson, an expert on audiovisual archival protection from Australia. The experts wrote reports on topics such as philosophies and principles of audiovisual archival protection, restoring and protecting handwritings from worn archives, reinforcement of fragile archives, restoring and protecting photographic archives images, and de-acidification and reinforce of volumes and books. Here we show you some paper documents before and after restoration as an example. Despite the above achievements in the Asia-Pacific region, archives, libraries, and museums in many countries and regions are short of funds, facilities, and skills needed for proper work. Pacific Island countries suffer from undeveloped traffic, so traveling and therefore sufficient communications remains a problem. The protection of and access to documentary heritage are faced with enormous challenges. In this digital era, regional members need to do the following. Research on the role of digitalization in the protection of and access to documentary heritage. Today, digitalization is becoming a trend. The emergence of multimedia and interactive media means establishing new models and processes to protect complicated digital documentary heritage. Archival institutions are faced with both challenges and opportunities. The 38th session of the General Conference in Paris in 2015 passed a draft version of recommendation concerning the preservation of access to documentary heritage, including in digital form. We hope all members will take this as an opportunity to improve top-level design, increase sharing, conduct research on standardization, and fundraise in order to improve the role of digitalization in the protection of and access to documentary heritage. Only when the world's cultural heritage is shared by many can its value truly be realized. Second, adopt flexible methods and strengthen cooperation. We are all bound by the Memory of the World program. All national and regional members should carry out active cooperation between countries, institutions, and individuals. For example, cooperation on the palm leaf manuscripts could be carried out with the participation of China, India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Laos, Bhutan, and Thailand. A project themed on printing memories can involve China, Japan, and Korea. Pakistan, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and the United Kingdom can cooperate on liberalization movement manuscripts. Moreover, projects such as oral documentation in the Asia-Pacific region, photographic films in the Asia-Pacific region, and the history of film in the Asia-Pacific region have been proposed to attract the participation of more countries and regions. There's still a long way to go for safeguarding the memory of the world. We wish to use this gathering as an opportunity to increase future cross-cultural exchange and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.